I'm with Tim Baker. It's a prom watch and other things because we've got you here in the boardroom today. Well, come on, August.
Yep.
August.
I
mean, certainly it's all go at the minute, but the weather's been obviously on your side here.
Yep.
But we are talking about the prom here, and August you set yourself. End of August.
End of August, and it's not just setting ourselves; it's setting the contractor. Look, the contractor's in the whites of the eyes very, very regularly. Most recently on Tuesday, chief exec level, managing director level, and they know what's expected, and they know what my views will be if it's not completed.
No more excuses, nothing.
No, I mean, you look at it now. The days are long.
Yeah.
There's the opportunity to work 7 days a week if they wish. I mean, clearly there has to be some parameters around safe working. I mean, what people forget
have
is
you got a fixed deal in a minute? I mean, I don't even know where we are with the contracts. It's been ripped up so many times. So have you got something that gives you security that if it doesn't happen by the end of August, you get money back or something?
Yes, the contract is tied into delivery. The contract hasn't been ripped up so many times. What's happened is it was reshaped once, and that was around the de-scoping just before I became the minister.
The drives and that, taking that back?
Yeah, that was all part of the de-scoping.
Right.
So that was taken out. The horse tram from Broadway to the sea terminal was taken out, and the roundels were re-scoped. That was an agreed restructuring of the contract. That's the only time it's been done. A massive
change that was.
It was significant. Yeah, I wouldn't say massive.
If it hadn't been, would it not be August then? Basically, I mean, is this a light version sort of thing?
It just took out those elements. What basically the requirement that was set was for the contractor to try and get off the prom before the visitors came this season, because what was clear was that the visitor sector was really struggling with COVID last year. And effectively the tourist season last year was a write-off, and the prom was obviously a potentially disruptive element, which what we didn't want to happen was when tourists came back to the Isle of Man to find the prom was a huge building site. So the contract was restructured. I came in as minister, and by the time I came in, those principles had been agreed. The horse tram track had been taken out of the contract. I made the commitment. First interview I did, Paul, after I was appointed, you'll remember it, outside the sea terminal. I said I would come back, and my intention was to get that job done in the winter, immediately following this year. So that is this coming winter.
Right. Let's think about this now. End of August.
Yep.
But we could have the borders open on the 1st of July. July and August is two potential months when we would have tourists wanting to stay in accommodation on that promenade.
Yep.
It's not going to be a fair fitting thing to see, is it? I mean, it's still going to be all action stations, I presume.
There will still be work to be done. I mean, obviously we're in a fast-moving situation, Paul,
and we don't know if yes, I'm sorry, that's what we mean. We don't know if we're going to open or not.
Yeah,
but suppose also we did. It's not going to be a good news story for the tourists, is it?
It's not ideal. However, we've what we've said to the contractor is get on and get it done as quickly as you reasonably can, and the date that it comes back to is the end of August. Now, don't forget they've had two lockdowns. Construction was closed. I and Aldin would have loved construction to carry on in the broader sense, and particularly on the prom. But there's no way that I could take a line that says, you carry on the prom, the rest of construction shut. That would have been indefensible in my view, albeit...
how many weeks are you losing total, you know?
Well, there was the two lockdowns added up directly to about to about 8 weeks, didn't they? But
you've had it on more than 8 weeks, right? Because is that to get up to speed again and that sort of thing?
and some of the workforce that's working on the prom is not from the Isle of Man, so they went back to other places and then had to be brought back. They had to go through isolation. That was the reality of it. Now they have cracked on as best they can, and my requirement is for them to absolutely make the most of every single day and of every day of the week. But the reality is, we're still constrained with their ability to bring labour in from elsewhere. The construction sector on the Isle of Man is running very hot at the moment. There's lots of schemes going on. Some of them are government schemes, some of them are private schemes.
Sound like you're making an excuse here.
No,
at some
no,
point.
that's all I'm trying. I'm not.
I know, but are we still keep? Whatever happens.
End of August.
Cool, end of August. Right, let's deal with the sort of thing keeps constantly coming into my letterbox. Is must be yours as well. The red concrete.
Concrete
It's
cracking,
being dug up. It's being replaced. It's cracked. I mean, we did have some, and I filmed it being dug up. And we dealt with that story right down by Summerland.
Yeah.
But we're hearing up by Jacks or something, and there was another big tranche taken up.
There was
True or false?
Yeah, there was a little bit done there, and that was basically that there'd just been some damage done to that, and it just needed to be relayed. I mean, these sort of things happen in construction contracts. The big concrete cracking issue is the long-running one, which is to do with the concrete within the vicinity of the horse tram lines. That's the issue that's run right from well, not from day one, but from quite early in the project, certainly well before my time as minister. That is an issue which is either a design issue or it's an implementation issue. Either way, and I've answered questions on this in either Keys or Tynwald, either way it will be fixed. It'll be fixed not at the public expense, and it'll either be the expense of the contractor or of the rail designer, or a combination of the two.
Okay.
Either way, the public requirement is for it to be fixed. It will be fixed. It'll be done to a high standard, with the right design life for the long term.
But will this be done again by the end of August, or is this something that we'll see men at work on September the 1st?
So,
with new
yeah,
stuff being done.
My understanding of the technical solution that is proposed, and I haven't seen a final signed-off version yet, but I know it's all, it's a very hot topic at the moment. What I understand is being proposed is a relatively unintrusive solution, which will not take an awful long time to.
After August?
No, the intention is for it to have it done within the scheme, yeah.
Just other things, I interviewed the gentleman who's disabled, and he says the drop curves, it seems that they're on this prom side, and I had a look myself. If you're on if you get off a bus and you want to actually cross the road, there's no drop curves for miles. It appears to be like long sections. These are the sort of things that you may have to again go back and look at.
It's difficult for me to comment on the precise detail of individuals, but certainly, the expectation is this has been designed properly, and it should be accessible to people with wheelchairs. It may be that right now there's an issue because the areas have been completed on one side and not on the other side.
I say if you on the prom side, because I had a look at it itself, and then you've got the actual pavement, but to get over that pavement to get onto the other side of the road, if you want to, you may have to go some way at the minute. I mean, again, and is that just a function of the fact that it's still a work in progress? I suspect it's that, but if the gentleman that you've been talking to, if he can give us the precise details of what concerns him, I'll make sure the team pick that up, and he'll have a personal response on that. If it's not right, it'll be fixed. Parking.
Yeah.
Are we going to get all the electric points in and all that sort of thing? And that's all part of this
all
thing.
All part of the scheme, yeah.
So, come 1st September, and everybody's gone home or whatever.
Everyone's gone home in terms of the workforce.
Yes. I'm just trying to think, there's going to be a few hiccups. I mean, everyone's going to have something to say about something somewhere, but you accept that there's going to be... What you don't want is more digging up, do you?
No, I mean, of course, if you do have something in your own home, there's always snagging issues, and the contractor's got a requirement to come back and fix those.